Be different. Think better thoughts. Feel better feelings. Do different things. Be different. This is what we get told in the self-development industry. You need to heal this, fix this, change that in order to have what you truly desire. And this cycle of needing to fix, heal, and change to be different is exhausting. You'll come to a point where you literally are exhausted of trying to work on yourself to create the life that you desire. So if you're at that point where you were done trying to fix, trying to heal, trying to change, I'm actually going to celebrate you. I'm going to celebrate you because it means we actually get to return to the truth of who we are. Because instead of trying to fix, heal, or change, instead of trying to be different in order to have the life that we desire to create, there's a power move that you can bring in now that will change everything. And the power move is acceptance. It is the deepest acceptance of yourself right here, right now, without needing to fix or change or heal any part of yourself or any part of your life. Now, this can be really hard for the mind to understand. It can be hard for the mind to just sit back because our mind, our ego, is constantly feeling like we need to prove ourselves, we need to show ourselves as worthy, we need to be doing more. The harder we work, the more worthy we are. There's so many stories that our minds tell us that keeps us in this cycle of being better and doing better. And coming from that mindset, coming from that place of having to change in order to have what you desire, will eventually bring you to your knees. And so what happens is when you bring in this power move, when you allow in the deepest acceptance of all of who you are, it changes everything. In fact, you can feel that in your body right here, right now. What if you didn't need to fix, heal, or change anything about yourself in order to have the life that you truly desire? What if you actually didn't need to be different? What would that mean for you? How differently would it feel in your body? How would you move through your day if you knew that you weren't constantly trying, efforting to be different, to change, to have what you want? Well, for me, there's a huge liberation that comes with that. A huge amount of energy returned to me because it takes so much energy to be efforting, to be trying, to be that person that has that thing, to be better, to do better. It's exhausting. And so as soon as we drop into that place of surrender, of the deepest acceptance, this is who I am, automatically there's a softening, there's an opening, there's a receptivity that happens in the body. And when we allow ourselves to come back to this state again and again and again, we teach our nervous system that we are safe to be as we are, that we are safe to be in this moment. Moment by moment, we retrain our nervous system back to safety with this deepest acceptance of knowing that who we are is perfect as we are. And then something happens when we drop into this acceptance. Something happens as we tenderize with compassion and self-love and self-care, allowing ourselves to be as we are. What happens is the natural, authentic essence of who you are actually has some spaciousness to bubble up. You will experience moments of joy, moments of bliss, moments of happiness, not because you've done something, but because it's the very essence of who you are, which you couldn't feel when you were out there searching for it, when you were looking for it, when you were trying for it. And so as you accumulate these moments where joy bubbles up, where acceptance bubbles up, where a natural fulfillment simply for being you bubbles up, it changes who you are. And when there is no pressure to be different, the real you, the natural you, authentic you can take up more space. And the real you, the natural you, authentic you actually has different feelings, different thoughts, takes different actions. And it's usually, maybe those actions that we've been really trying to take, maybe those thoughts that we've been wanting to change, maybe those feelings we've been wanting to experience and we were having to cultivate them, they actually more naturally arise when you take the pressure off and let yourself be who you are. And this is such a challenge for the mind because it's so counterintuitive to everything that you've been taught, to everything that that has been conditioned into you. And so what if you didn't need to try harder? You didn't need to fix, change, or heal anything anymore. You simply allowed yourself the deepest acceptance of being who you are right now, of breathing, taking up space, allowing yourself to be here now. And as I said, the beautiful thing is that as you allow more of your natural state of being to take up space and flow through and be your experience, you naturally experience and feel those lighter feelings, those more playful, joyful, lighter feelings. And when you're naturally experiencing those more playful, joyful, lighter feelings, your thoughts are naturally brighter and lighter too. And because you're not in fear, because you're not in judgment, because you're not being so overly critical, you will naturally take those inspired steps that you've been wanting to take for so long, but that you were held back because you thought you needed to be different. So what if you didn't need to be different to have the life that you truly desired? What if the deepest acceptance of who you are was the only shift? And that shift actually comes naturally when you are so done, you are so tired with, you are so exhausted by pushing and trying and wanting to be different, that actually acceptance begins to come naturally in the healing process. Because we are all going through this healing process. We are all remembering the truth of who we are. We are all awakening to a higher level of consciousness. And it's not just happening to one person, it's happening to all of us, because consciousness itself is waking up within us. It's not a person awakening. Consciousness itself is wakening up within us. And so if you're listening to this, it's because part of you is ready to surrender, ready to let go, ready to deeply accept who you are and where you are in your life right now, and to allow that flow of compassion, that flow of self-love to come in and take up space. And the more that you marinate in this, the more that you care for yourself in this way, the more your nervous system begins to relax and you become more open and more receptive, and you become more authentic and real. And your natural thoughts, your natural feelings, your natural actions that were born inside of you to make, you just begin to happen. They just begin to happen. And this takes trust. It takes faith. It takes trust. But if you are done with the pushing, with the striving, with the fixing, with the healing, the power move is to drop into the deepest acceptance of who you are and allow your true self, your authentic self, to take up space.